Beards, braids, and blood, transforming into a Viking isn't easy, except for one actress who was pretty much born for the part. Find out who, and so much more, right here. Australian actor Sam Corlett portrays the legendary explorer Leif Eriksson, the Norseman who is thought to have been the first European to have set foot in North America, centuries before Christopher Columbus. In a promotional packet provided to the press, Netflix describes the Eriksson of Vikings Valhalla, saying, "He's a Greenlander raised on the outer fringes of the known world, who comes from a tightly knit family steeped in pagan beliefs." It goes on to say that although Leif is an intrepid sailor and physically tough, he is also thoughtful and often quiet, and apparently relatively new to the Viking world, which is in the, quote, throes of violent change. When Corlett was a teenager, he actually watched the original Vikings with his father, so it's fitting that he would go on to star in its spin-off. The real-life Corlett still has the long hair and facial hair of his Viking counterpart, but keeps it much more neatly trimmed and styled than Eriksson. On set, Corlett, who is vegan, was costumed in vegan leather armor to honor his personal convictions. This is another distinct difference between the actor and the character he'll be portraying. One of the most beloved characters on Vikings was the shield maiden Lagertha, played by Catherine Winnick. So viewers are likely eager to see another female Viking warrior rise up in the Valhalla character Freydis Eriksdotter. Netflix's description for Freydis reads, "Fiery and headstrong, Freydis is a staunch believer in the old gods and a fierce pagan. Like her brother Leif, she reaches Kattegat as an outsider, but becomes an inspiration to those of the old ways." Freydis will be portrayed by Swedish model Frida Gustafsson, who has had an impressive career walking in shows for some of the world's most celebrated designers. As one might expect of someone with Gustafsson's professional background, her real-life look is much more polished than the armored and intricately braided Freydis. In what feels like a cosmic coincidence, Gustafsson's real-life nickname is also Freydis, and her actual father and brother are also named Eric and Leif, just like those of her character in the show. Vikings viewers will remember King Harald, played by Peter Franzen, who appeared in Season 4 through 6 of the series as a leader determined to be crowned King of all Norway. Vikings Valhalla will follow one of his descendants, Harald Sigurdsson, who carries the same ambition as his ancestor. His Netflix bio reads, "Born into Viking nobility, Harald is one of the last Viking berserkers and a prince of Norway intent on becoming King of Norway. Charismatic, ambitious, and handsome, he is able to unite both Christian and pagan Vikings."
Keep an eye on him.
Harald will be portrayed by English actor Leo Suter, who bears very little resemblance to his Viking character. While Harald sports the typical Viking look of a full beard and long hair, Suter typically tends to prefer going clean-shaven and keeping his hair cropped fairly short. Some actors need to undergo greater transformations than others for their roles in Vikings Valhalla, and actor Bradley Freegard may be one of the least altered for his role as King Canute, the King of Denmark. The Netflix press materials describe Canute saying, "A wise, savvy, and ruthless Viking leader. He keeps his friends close and his enemies closer." Canute's ambitions will mold the course of history in the 11th century and make him a defining figure of the Viking Age. In real life, Welsh actor Freegard doesn't look too remarkably different from his character. Both have dark hair and full beards, although Canute keeps his black hair long and tightly pulled back, while Freegard wears his cut short and allows some of the natural grey to peek through. Freegard also keeps his beard trimmed to a much shorter length than Canute's. Canute's family play a central role in Vikings Valhalla, with his wife and father also vying for power as Canute works to make sure Denmark remains on top of the political hierarchy. It wouldn't be a Viking story without feuding siblings, and Valhalla promises that in spades. Icelandic actor Jóhannes Haukar Jóhannesson portrays Olaf Haraldsson, Sigurdsson's older half-brother and Prince of Norway. Olaf is first in line for the Norwegian throne, which we imagine will be a point of contention between him and Harald. Olaf's Netflix bio reads, "Ambitious, unforgiving, and a physical force to be reckoned with, Olaf is also an extremely devout Christian Viking." Vikings viewers will remember that the former priest Athelstan was the first practicing Christian to live among the Vikings, although the conflict between his beliefs and those of his Viking neighbors ultimately led to his death. It will be interesting to see how those dynamics have shifted over a century later. In real life, Jóhannesson has kept the long, full beard of his character, but not his long hair, preferring instead a style that is cut close on the sides and slightly longer on top. In addition to being one of the main cast members of Vikings Valhalla, Johannes Håge Johannesson is also an accomplished chef. The Netflix press kit mentions that he was frequently known to bring in homemade baked goods for the stunt crew during rehearsals. Of the Viking leader Jarl Haakon, Netflix's press packet reads, "A great warrior and tolerant leader. Haakon rules Kattegat with a steady hand. Though pagan, she has managed to keep Kattegat a city open to all faiths in a challenging time. She will become a powerful mentor to Freydis, who is drawn to her wisdom." Of course, we know from watching Ragnar's struggles in Vikings just how difficult it can be to maintain peace between people of different faiths in Kattegat. So it will be interesting to see how Jarl Haakon manages to pull that off, if such a thing is even possible.
I want to be reunited with my Christian friend.
Jarl Haakon will be played by Danish-Swedish singer Caroline Henderson, who is known primarily for her more recent jazz albums after previously singing mostly pop. Jarl Haakon is one of very few Viking women we've seen in promotional materials who seems to wear her hair loose more often than not, so her normal appearance is not quite as drastic of a shift from her Viking look as some of her castmates. Valhalla will feature the family of one of Alfred, King of Wessex's descendants, King Aethelred II and Aethelred's wife, Emma of Normandy. This is what the Netflix press packet has to say of Emma. The young, ambitious Emma of Normandy is from the Norman court in France and of Viking blood. She is now married to King Aethelred II, the current King of England. Politically astute and one of the wealthiest women in Europe, Queen Emma is a sharp and capable leader. Emma seems to follow in a long tradition of shrewd queens on Vikings and is portrayed by German actor and model Laura Berlin. On Valhalla, Emma's hair is a dark brown, but in real life, Berlin's hair color has run the full spectrum of colors, from dark to light and even a vibrant purple at one point. Berlin has worked as a model since she was a teenager, making her no stranger to the intricate costumes she needs to wear as Emma. Described in Netflix's press materials for Vikings Valhalla as, quote, "the ultimate survivor," David Oakes' character, the Earl of Godwin, serves as chief counselor to the King of England, Aethelred II. Of Godwin's character, the description reads, "Godwin was born on the political fringes and is haunted by his late father's mistakes. Cunning and savvy, he knows how to make powerful allies." Godwin's portrayer is English actor David Oakes, who is no stranger to historical dramas thanks to his work on shows such as The Borgias, The White Queen, and Victoria. Vikings introduced us to the complicated world of English royal succession, and Vikings Valhalla continues that theme with Prince Edmund, played by English actor Louis Davidson. Its official Netflix bio reads, "King Aethelred II's son with his first deceased wife and now Emma of Normandy's stepson, Edmund is first in line to inherit the English throne. Edmund is nervous to lead, but will play a vital role in deciding England's future." Davison is still a relative newcomer to the world of television, only appearing in a few roles before landing his part on Vikings Valhalla. In real life, Davison's hair is much lighter than Edmund's dark color, and although it is still not long, he tends to wear it much more loosely than Edmund's severe style. Season 4 of Vikings introduced us to Aethelred, the legitimate son of King Aethelwulf and his wife Judith. Unfortunately for Aethelred, Judith liked her younger son more, and poisoned Aethelred rather than allowing him to assume the throne. Vikings Valhalla picks up a few generations down this dysfunctional family lineage, with Alfred's descendant Aethelred II now on the English throne. Portraying Aethelred II on Vikings Valhalla is veteran Irish actor Bosco Hogan. He previously appeared in Season 5 of the original Viking series as a Lord Abbot at the Lindisfarne Monastery in the episode Full Moon. Hogan's look for Valhalla won't be tremendously different from his real-life appearance, with the addition only of a trim grey beard and, of course, a royal wardrobe. It wouldn't be a Viking show without some religious extremism, and in Valhalla, it seems that box will be checked by Jarl Kåre, played by Danish actor Asbjørn Nielsen. His Netflix bio reads, "A mysterious and chilling figure, Jarl Kåre is a murderous Christian zealot who presents a real threat to the old pagan ways." It sounds almost as though Jarl Kåre will act as a kind of reverse spiritual successor to Floki, played by Gustaf Skarsgård. After all, he was a devout Vikings character whose spiritual convictions led him to eventually murder Athelstan. In real life, Nielsen still has the bald head and long, thick beard that Jarl Kåre sports in Valhalla, although it looks like he takes much better care of his beard than his Viking counterpart. Concerning Queen Aelfgifu, played by Pollyanna McIntosh, Netflix's press packet reads, She uses her charm and guile to great effect as she promotes the interests of her Mercian homeland and tries to assert herself in her husband King Canute's growing power structure. The Scottish actress takes on the role of the formidable Queen Aelfgifu, with a look on the show seeing her donning elaborate blonde tresses. This is a big step away from Macintosh's look in real life. Although the actor has indeed been blonde before, she is currently a brunette and has recently been keeping her hair cut extremely short for her role as Jadis in The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead World Beyond.
You'll be answering to me.
The final member of the main Vikings Valhalla cast is Danish actor Søren Pilmark. He plays King Sweyn Forkbeard, who Netflix describes in their press materials as King Canute's father, who is far less diplomatic than his son. He will do whatever it takes to protect his family's place of power and has no tolerance for traitors or those who question his authority. Of course, when it comes to Vikings, we have a feeling that less diplomatic tends to mean ruthless and violent, so it will be interesting to see how far the Danish king is willing to go in his quest to hold on to his power. In Vikings Valhalla, Pilmark is nearly unrecognizable as King Sweyn Forkbeard, whose graying hair is long and wild, looking as though he's forgotten to comb it since, well, ever. Contrasted to Pilmark's real-life appearance, in which the actor is typically clean-shaven and short-haired, Pilmark's role may be one of the most dramatic transformations among the cast of Vikings Valhalla. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.